Let's get crafty, shall we? Welcome to Creations by Karen. Today we're going to make Albert the Scarecrow wreath. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this mesh. And you're going to need 2 rolls of this 9.5-inch mesh from Michaels. And so I'm just going to cut it. Good morning, Jerry. Okay, so, and you can't get this in the stores anymore. Sorry. You can go online and get it. And you don't want to use a wood burner to cut it because you want the ends to fray. Because scarecrows kind of are shabby looking, I think. Okay, so I'm going to cut this at about 12 inches. I got my grid here going on my table. So I'm just going to cut it, and I want to cut it at the same place. So I found this sort of in between these 2 lines. That works good for me. And you just cut your whole roll, and you're going to cut 2 rolls of it because it's only 19 feet, not like other mesh, which is bigger. And once again, it is 9.5 inches, not 10. Good morning. Okay, so this does take a bit of time to do it, and don't worry about the fray because it's kind of part of the scarecrow. And I'm using good scissors to cut this, so, and I tried to use my rotary cutter, and it didn't work. Good morning, Eva. How are you? Here we go. So you get like about 20 pieces from this. And I'm cutting 1 roll for you, and I've already done the other roll just to save some time. And then once again, it doesn't need to be exact. Close. It has to be close. So it's probably, I don't know, 11 inches instead of 12. But that works. So if you all come on here, say hi, tell me where you're from, and if you're new, tell me that. If you're new to my page. I know it's early, but I have to be somewhere at 10 this morning. So unfortunately, I had to come on early today. And I didn't, I'm not good in the evening. So, a lot of people do their tutorials in the evening. I didn't want to impinge in their space, so I decided to do it tonight. Good morning, Darlene. Yeah, I don't want to use a wood burner on this one, but the problem, because I want it to look a little frayed. Good morning, my boy. My son's on here. This is the first time I've seen you, Curtis Dunn. Love you, baby. We're thankful anytime you come on. Well, thanks very much. I have to mind my manners now that my son's on here. Say hi to Curtis. Is Stephanie watching with you, Kurt? Good morning, Barbara. Okay, we're almost to the end of this. Now, this kind of can get a little frayish, but don't worry about it, guys. You're going to be able, it's going to all work out. Because scarecrows look kind of funky, right? They have frayed edges and they look kind of disheveled. Let's get away. I said it. Oh, thanks, Doreen. Yes, he's my everything, my boy. I've never seen him on here before. While you're all here, can you go find my cat, please? Finding my cat means sharing, I guess. Okay. They don't like you to say that on Facebook. So we're just going on. I still left my glass on here. Curtis, for my birthday, can you get me some glass, tempered glass. I need a new one, please. Yeah. Okay. Almost to the end, guys. What's everybody doing today? It's going to be beautiful here. Right? So I know some guys, sometimes you guys can't see some of the comments because they're kind of private, and I can. That's why sometimes I say things that you guys can't see. Answer. All right, almost to the end of this. Good morning, Colleen. How are you? Oh, hi. Right. Okay. Almost to the end of this roll. Okay. We have Fred coming for dinner today. Oh. All right. Fred was my dad's name. He's since passed. So when you hear Fred, I think of him. Okay, this is the end of it. Now, save these tubes because you're going to need them in the future. All right, and I'm not going to use this because it's not long enough. Forecast today is 101 temp in Houston. Wow, that's hot. Fred is a tropical storm. Oh, sorry. I didn't know you were having a Fred. It's kind of a weird name for a tropical storm. How do they decide weird names like that? Okay. So remember the raffia at the beginning? So I've cut it into 10-inch pieces. I want it to stick out at the ends a little bit. So this is how this goes. And I'm going to just make all these pieces for you. Put that there. All right, can't put that there. Okay, so you take your piece that you've already cut, and then you're going to do, I guess this is called a kerfuffle, which means you're curling the ends and then ruffling it. So what you do is just do 1, 2, 3, and you put close peg on it. And then turn and go 1, 2, 3. And then what I like to do is just grab a few pieces of this raffia. Oh, there we go. And just stick it in the middle, like that. Okay? And then close that up. There we go. 1. So you're going to do this to all of them. 1, 2, 3. And just put your close peg on it. And you can get these close pegs here in Canada at Dollar Rama. I think they have them. So that's good. I think I didn't cut this enough because it's a little stick together. Okay. So just 2 or 3 pieces or 4 or whatever. Stick these in. Your daughter's having a baby today. Wow. Congratulations. Curtis. I need a grandbaby, please. Can you get on that? 2, 3. He just ignores me, I think, when I mention that. So you're just going to put these all together. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can just fast forward till all these are done. But those of us who are here on Facebook, we're going to just continue going. Now I did the whole other roll like this just to save some time. So just put your clip on. 1, 2, 3. Okay, bring it together. Put your little pieces of raffia in. This guy is going to be so cute. And I really like the fact that he lights up. And these are time lights. Time lights mean that they stay on for 6 hours and then go on exactly the same time the next day. So that would be, I'm going to put it on my door, and I think turn it on at 6 o'clock at night, stays on till midnight, and then shuts off and comes on the next day at like 6 o'clock at night. So you don't have to worry about turning your lights on, because I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't go out there and turn them on. So that's why I think time lights are a good idea. There we are. Well, let us know, Colleen, what you have. Does she already know what she's having? I know there's a lot of people that are going to come on and say, you're early. Yeah, I know, but I posted that I was going to be coming on early today. So they're just going to be late to the party, I guess. Because the party started at 8 instead of 9. But I just wanted to do it because everybody was so excited about Albert. Baby boy. His name's Hudson. Good name. Oh, that's nice. Good morning, Cammie. So you're just curling, like putting raffia in all of these. And you don't have to use like the raffia that I use. You can use that stuff that comes in a roll, which is just a nightmare, I think. Because it gets everywhere, and I don't like mess, and well, I try not to. I mean, Craft Central looks pretty messy right now. So yeah, I'm doing a workshop, 2 workshops for Albert. Doing one in Chatham and one in London. Chatham, I think, is the 8th of September, and then in London, 18th, the 18th of September in London. So if you want to join me, if you're from southwestern Ontario and want to come to one of those, if you want to go to Chatham, you have to call the Active Lifestyle Center. It's on a Wednesday at 10 in the morning. And we have limited numbers of people that can go, 8 for the one in Chatham. So the one in London, we can have 15, I think. Hi, Sandy. Welcome. Nice to see you. Where are you from, Sandy? We're doing great, guys. Just keep going with this. Getting there. So prepping for stuff like this is probably that takes the longest to do. And you're going to do 2 rolls of this mesh. I like it. First time. Whoops. Somebody asked me, what's a clothes peg? This is a clothes peg. You call them something else in the States? Clothes peg? She said they're mostly wooden. Yeah, I remember my mom had wooden ones. Pocahontas. I like Pocahontas. Good name. Well, welcome to Creations by Karen. Usually we come on Sunday mornings at 9, but unfortunately today it had to be at 8 o'clock because I had someplace I have to be at 10. You made your first wreath this week and love it. Oh, you're welcome, Colette. I'm working on your stuff, your kits. Colette did the bumblebee one at the Active Lifestyle Center, and it looked great when she left. Close peg. Yeah, clothespin. We call them close pegs. Oh, Oh, I forgot to mention you're going to need 3 chenille stems. Sorry about that. Just get these. You got everything except waiting for my vinyl. Oh, honey. Oh, well, it's Unique and Creek. Sometimes it takes a couple of weeks to get your order. Depends how busy they are. They try hard, though, to get it out promptly. Good morning from West Virginia. So cute, I know. I'm not a big fan of Halloween. Never have been. So I will do a Halloween wreath, but it probably will be more cute than scary. What about, how about you guys? Do you like Halloween too? Do you like Halloween? We're almost to the end here. We just got a few more to do. Good morning, Kim. So we've got 9.5 inch mesh cut into about 12 inches. 2 rolls that I got at Michael's. Cutting them. Cut them all up. And then I'm just doing a roll kerfuffle thing. Putting a little bit of raffia in the center of it. So that it looks kind of frayed and stuff when you put it on your wreath. I love Halloween. It's your birthday, oh. Well, yeah, I don't, I'm not a big fan. I don't know what it is, but I think it's the unknown Halloween. Just a few more. It's fun for the kids, yeah. They look so cute when they come to the door. I love the little kids. Like, you know, the ones that don't say anything. They just hold out their bag. Or pumpkin. Usually have a pumpkin. It was fun. And Kurt was little. Yeah, I remember him. I dressed him up like I made a dinosaur. I think he was so cute with the dinosaur with the hat. Oh. He didn't say anything. He just went up to people's door and held up his pumpkin. Yeah. I love fall to decorate. Yeah, it's pretty, eh? I like to make stuff for... I like to put a wreath on my door for every season or every sort of... Like Easter, I do an Easter one. Not, I do a spring one, but I like Easter. I put Easter stuff on my door. Christmas. And then I have a winter wreath that goes on. Oh, just toss that. Oh dear. Just tossed my chenille stem. So it doesn't matter how many pieces of raffia you put in here. Sometimes they put a bunch, sometimes just a couple. That. And one more. That's it. Okay. One and a kerfuffle. I love little ones. I know, they're so cute. So cute. Alright, this is it. This is all that I'm going to show. So I've done one whole roll. Didn't take very long. And they're all done, just sitting there waiting for me to do something with them, and I can put this away now. Alright. So now let's go to the Unique in the Creek board. So, Unique in the Creek board. Here it is. Okay, there's these 2 holes at the top. That's where you put your hanger. And then there's a front and a back side. So the front side has numbers on it. You can see the numbers. So it says 1, 2. And the back side has the Unique in the Creek logo. So always make sure you put your vinyl on the front side. I love the costumes. Me too. So this is the vinyl. And it is vinyl number 1510, Scarecrow. Sorry, Scarecrow. Alright, so to put the vinyl on, pretty easy. So I have my hanging up thing at the top. And so I just take I use paper towel, I just wet it. And I'm just going to wet this. And the reason that I'm going to do this is this vinyl sticks really easy. So if you want to be able to move it, you want to put something down, like water, and so you can adjust it if you need to, okay? So I'm going to throw that out. Here's my vinyl, and I'm just going to peel it off. And then I'm going to place it on the board. So I know I want his eyes to be centered, okay? So this placed down like that. Now, you're going to get bubbles, all right? So the way to get that is to get something, and I'm going to use this to start and make sure you have like just a rounded edge so that you don't like wreck it, right? Wreck the vinyl. So if you use anything like heavy and not, okay, so, and I think that's not going to be heavy enough. I've got this. Don't look at this, okay? So once again, you want something heavy to get your bubbles out. And if you have a few bubbles, it's okay. You can fix it later. Just poke a little hole in it. There you go. All right. And then take another paper towel and just wipe that off. You following me, people? So give me a thumbs up if you're still here and watching. Okay. So I'm going to put that aside for a second. I'm going to put lights in this. So this is my lights I got from Unique in the Creek. Just take them out of your, and to use these, you want to unravel this. You want to, I want to get them from Unique in the Creek. One, they're reasonably priced. They're only like $4 for a set of lights, and they fit through the hole, which is what I like. So this is what they look like. And you can get them at other places, but they won't light up and be able to fit through. So at the back, you have a little arrow telling you to come down. Now, this might be tricky. So what I take is a pair of manicure scissors to open this. Okay? Like that. Now, you want to put your batteries in so you know these lights work. Because, believe me, I've put the batteries in and then put the lights in and it didn't work. Oh. Cussing. I was cussing. So there we go. I know they work. So you just put this back on. There we go. See? Lights. Perfect. Now, I'm going to feed it through the back because I don't want to have to adjust things. So, go to the end. I want to have some Scotch tape here. And I'm just going to start feeding it through. Now, I feed it through this one. So this is your center. Skip one and start here. And I feed it into the middle hole. So there's 3 holes and you feed it into the middle. So you just come in and feed them all through. And that way, all the stuff is on the back and not in the front. You don't have to worry about fixing it later. And you're not going to see the wire when you get the mesh on. Alright? So feed it all through. Yeah, this tutorial might take a little bit longer than normal. It takes a while, but people wanted to see it, so okay. And there's 20 lights on this, okay? So there we are. So if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them. Feed your lights through. 20 lights there's on here. Okay. So you're going to double a few of these because there's only 16 holes around. So 4 of them you double. Okay, so there's my last one. So then I'm going to put my lights on. So for the first 4 lights, I'm going to slightly go off center, and I'm going to place it down just a little bit off center, and then take my Scotch tape, and I want this just to touch the vinyl. Do you zip tie the lights when you put them? Wait a minute. When you on the to help them? Yeah, I make sure that the zip tie is helping them. Put the zip tie. And what's nice about those lights is they are center. Yeah, they're great. So you put your light on, and then you just take your piece of tape and put them down. Do you have the number of the mesh? Hang on. If you go to michaels.com, I couldn't see the number on the mesh. Oh. Okay. I will jump up and get another one for you. It's in the fall collection. Unique in the Creek. It's in the fall collection that Michael has. So if you go to their website and for the fall collection, you'll see it there. So it's poly burlap, I think, and white. Unique in the Creek. Yeah, I got the decal. 510. That's the number of the decal. And I mean, there's like hundreds of decals that they have there. So they're just numbered. So it's 510. And you could spend hours looking at them, I'll tell ya. I do. Don't worry about this Scotch tape on here because it's going to be held in place with the tie wraps, guys. Good morning, Miranda. How are you? So just come around. So prepping this is the hardest part. Not hard, but just takes a long time. Doesn't take a long time, really. You could probably make this wreath in 2 hours from start to finish. I've cut one of the rules. Tangled up lights here. There we go. Such a sweet face. I know. He's so cute. Cute. Cute as a button. I like cute. I don't like scary. All right. Almost there. Almost the end of this one. Oh, no. Oh, here we go. Once again, if you're watching this on YouTube, fast forward this till you get to the end of the light putting on stuff, and then you can go on to the putting the tie wraps on. Yeah. So if you haven't already done so, guys, go to my YouTube channel. I would really appreciate it. Creations by Karen. I think what I'm going to do is on my Facebook, I have the tutorials. But I think I'm going to leave them up there for a couple of days, and then I'm going to put them on, like switch them, take them off of Facebook, and put them right onto my YouTube channel. So once I get the lights on, I'm going to shut the lights off. We're almost at the end here. So we're back to the beginning with this one. Now you're going to have 4 extra lights. So all I do is just put it next to the light, and I just tape it down. So place it there. Just lights up the face. You don't want to cover the hole with your tape. You just want to cut your tape long enough that it holds it in place till you get your tie wraps on. All right, 2 more. Okay, and 1 more. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning. Okay, and that's it for the lights. All right, I'm going to shut them off, okay? Then we'll light them up later. All right, now you want to put your tie wraps on. Once again, 6-inch tie wraps from Unique and Creek I get them from. Now, for those of you who've never used a tie wrap, here's a tie wrap, right? You always want to place your tie wrap into your board with the flat side facing the ceiling. You know, see what I mean here? Okay, right? So there's a protruding end and a flat side because you want to feed it into the flat side. So always put the tie wrap with the flat side facing up. Good morning, my friend. Okay, so here we're starting at the top. Oh, you know what I should do? Before I forget, let's put a hanger on it, shall we? I'm using a chenille stem in the same color as my mesh. Okay, so you want to just twist it, make a circle, about 1 inch, and then come through your top 2, and you can catch that light there, and you just put it down, and then snug, couple of good twists at the back. And then you want to feed it back through because you don't want anything to scratch somebody's door, your door, or if you're selling your wreath, customer's door. And then I always give a little twist here to secure it. Okay. And something to cut it off. Never use your good scissors like I am right now. Do that. Whoops. So, you know what I forgot? Is my... There, I have to stand up for a second. I have to get something out of my bucket. Where is my tie wrap holder cutter? Oh, I guess I'll use this. I'm back. Here we are. I wanted to get these. I don't know what I did with it. Okay. Moving forward. Now, tie wraps. Okay, flat side up. Flat side up. Feed it in through the bottom hole into the middle hole. And on this one, you're going to use the top hole, flat side in, and you're going to put it in the opposite direction. Does that make sense? Okay, so flat side, flat side. And if you don't put this flat side up, you'll learn that it won't hold. So go around and put all these in. And see how I'm catching the lights? So if you're tape comes off. Good morning, Sharona. Good morning from Moncton. Good morning, Debbie. You guys are all late to the party. That's okay. You can watch it from the start. I had to be somewhere at 10 this morning, so that's why we're early. I apologize, but I couldn't do anything about it. It's too late to change it. All right. We've got the vinyl on. We've cut all our mesh. We put a little raffia in there. Just move this light thing around. There we go. Good morning, good morning. Hi, everybody. And I always put my character board to the end of the table so that I can just feed these through. So prepping your board always takes the longest time whenever you're making anything like this. It's the prep. This is not the fun part. I think the fun part is doing it all, putting it all together. Anybody else agree with that? This isn't the fun part. The fun part is putting all the stuff together and having it look cute. Who agrees with me on that? Thumbs up if you agree. Yeah, I know. And when I'm doing workshops, I have all the mesh ready, cut. And if I have to use my wood burner, I always make sure I do it outside in the summer. Because I do all the mesh at one time with the wood burner. You always got to make sure if you're using a wood burner that you protect yourself. You protect your nose and mouth because apparently it has toxic chemicals in it. You make sure your cat's not in the area when you're cutting it. Speaking of cats, can you go find my cat for me, please? Appreciate it. How we doing, guys? Are you still awake watching? Who's watching from their bed at 8 o'clock in the morning? Sunday morning. I think some places it's way earlier than 8 o'clock. So thanks for coming on early. Good morning, Annie. How are you? Here we go. Oh, see, I covered that hole with the tape. So just go on here. So I'm going to go all the way around. So you're going to end up needing 32 pieces of mesh. Make sure when you put these tie wraps on that you catch the light. Watching from Texas, also your first time. Well, welcome, Jean. It's nice to see you from Texas. A few people watch from Texas. Good morning from Georgia, Linda. With a cup of coffee. I've got my coffee. With my cup. Grumpy but gorgeous, it says on it. Apparently given to me by somebody. Alright guys, we're almost at the end. And then the fun starts. Okay. Port Elgin, that's close, Brenda. Well, Port Elgin, Ontario. Well, it's like an hour or something from London, isn't it? Port Elgin? It's up by Kincardine, I think, isn't it? I watch you every Sunday while getting ready for church from Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Aw, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Get ready for church. All right, get this. 2 more here, guys. All right. Yes, this tutorial is going to take a few minutes longer than normal. I try to keep them to an hour, but you know, everybody wanted to see it from start to finish. That's why I'm doing, usually I have all this stuff done, but you ask and I do what you ask. Alright. Here we go. That's my last one. So when you're putting the tie wraps in, this is called putting your tie wraps in open, which means you don't close the tie wrap. Listening and watching while getting the cats and kittens fed. Aw, love your little kitties. Alright, now the fun part. Alright, now you're going to start putting your mesh in. So this is my mesh that I cut and put a piece of raffia in and ruled. Okay? I'm going to put this aside for a second. So your first thing I do is make sure you put it's curl side up, and I just place it down, doesn't matter where you start, and you want it to be in the middle. And always make sure that you use the tie wrap, the end, the right one, because sometimes you use the wrong one. Oh, done that. Infuriating. And then you just cut your tie wrap off. Don't worry about moving it to the side, doesn't matter. Okay, and you're going to put the one above it down. And then close it. You're going to go all the way around with that. I got this set at Michael's. It was a needle nose plier, and the cutter. It came with, I think, it came in a box. Forget how much it was when I first started doing Wreath. So just take it, place it down. You can turn it so you know you're in the middle. Come down. I always pull this so I know I'm catching this end. Good morning, Carolyn. Good morning, Cecile. How are you? I was so late to the party. It was early this morning. Sorry. And then you take your top and put another one in. Just place it in and zip it closed. And because I've done the roll, you're not going to see the lights, you're not going to see the tie wraps that you've put on. Just put this down. How long did you cut the mesh? About 12 inches, between 11 and 12 inches. But this is Canada, Jean. I could only get this mesh at 9.5 inches. So in the States, I think you can probably get it 10 inches. So 12 inches is fine. Approximately 12 inches. But this is from Michael's, and it's 9.5 inches by 19 feet. So you get, like, if you did 11 inches, you would probably be able to get 20 pieces out of a roll, but you need almost 2 rolls. Just move this battery pack off to the side. Make sure you're getting the right tie wrap, because you've got 2 on here. Cut them off. Cute to see. Oh, cute, cute, cute. Put this one down. Good morning from Port St. Lucia, Florida. Good morning. Nice. You're making your scarecrow today. Want to see it? Give me a picture. Send me a picture. So if you make one scarecrow, Send me a picture so I can see. Such a cute wreath. It will be when it's done, man. I like cute. I don't like scary. I like cute. All right. Funny, guys. See, and the raffia just kind of sticks up. It's kind of nice. And that's why I do it. I put the raffia. You don't have to put raffia in if you don't want to. I'm actually using a luau skirt from a kid's luau skirt instead of raffia because I don't like the mess that you get from raffia. Where can I get the form? From Unique in the Creek. So this is a Unique in the Creek character board. You can go to uniqueinthecreek.com and they have the boards that you can get the boards there. You can get the vinyl, Scarecrow Vinyl. You can get the tie wraps there. I usually buy the tie wraps in bags of 1,000, but they have just bags of 100. How many lights do you use? I use the lights from Unique in the Creek. It's they're time lights, and they are $4 for a set. And yeah, so yeah, Unique in the Creek. You can get almost everything there. I mean, I chose to get my mesh somewhere else, but they have mesh too. And I have bought a lot of mesh there. And it's certainly cheaper than Michael's. Good morning, Joan. Working, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so go to uniqueinthecreek.com and you can get everything there. Okay. We're doing, guys. You all awake? Just waiting to see what he looks like at the end. Albert? Okay. I know. He is cute, I'll tell you. Who else decorates their door according to the seasons? I mean, who else does that? That's the same thing as I do. Right now there's a daisy on my door. Tell me what you have on your door. Right now, outside. Good morning, Debbie. My door is kind of a burgundy, dark red burgundy color, which can be a challenge to find something that looks good. A sunflower. Oh, yes, there's sunflowers. Sunflowers is popular. I'm going to start doing that. I just have to make more wreaths, yeah. You usually craft outlet for your mesh. Quick delivery. Yeah, I live in Canada. So, not so quick. And, I mean, I used to get a lot of stuff shipped to Port Huron. But, with the border issue, I mean, I think I still have stuff at the place I get it shipped to. It's probably been there for like a year and a half. I can't get across the border. Doggy welcome wreath on your door. Oh, that's cute. A Gerber daisy. Nice. Oh, my portion. Yep, eat season. Yep, I know. I do the same. Okay, so this is all the mesh that was from our roll. All right. So that took me like less than 3/4 with one roll. Okay, so now I'm going to, I got one more, I guess, one more, and then I'm going to use the ones that I pre-made for us. Well, I can tell I'm picking up the wrong one when I don't hear clicks. Hello from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. What time is it in Chattanooga, Tennessee? Anne? Is it early? I'm going to my second roll. Are the tools you're using special for... No. I think these are really for jewelry making. I got them at Michael's. It came in a kit with a couple of needle nose pliers and a cutter. Came in a kind of a green box. I think it was like $16. Use a coupon. Never buy anything at Michael's without a coupon. And if you shop at Michael's, because I'm sure a lot of you do, in Canada anyway, because there's hardly any places where you can get stuff other than Michael's. They give you, sometimes you get a survey code, a survey, they want you to do a survey, and when you do the survey, they will send you a 25% off your entire purchase. Yeah, I've done that. I do that every time I get one. So make sure you go to michaels.com and fill that survey out. 9 o'clock. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, it's almost 9 o'clock. Yep. Unique in the Creek. Thank you. Maria, appreciate it. How long did you cut your mesh? Cut it at 12 inches or so-ish. Nothing in life is perfect, and my wreaths are not the same, right? That's kind of my analogy for most things in life, and nothing is perfect. As long as you're happy with it when you're done, it's all that matters. I used to buy a Hobby Lobby when they have chem. Now I go to Michael's. Yeah. Yep. Hobby Lobby. We don't have a Hobby Lobby in Canada. We have very few places you can, craft stores in Canada. Found a little place in Elmer. Kind of a nice little store. Country place. And I found some stuff at it's called it'll come to me. Just hang on. What's that? Lake Country Treasures on go to them on Facebook. Lake Country Treasures. They're from Aurelia, and they have good prices and ship fast. Man, I can get their stuff within 5 days. Shipping from Aurelia. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer at other places to get your stuff, but Lake Country Treasures, definitely. Try them. A couple more to go, and then this part is done. How's everybody doing so far? Good? You still following me, people? Just 4 more to go in. Then we'll do the hat, and then he's done. So we're almost at an hour, sorry. Going to take a little bit longer today, about an hour and 15 minutes, I think. Here we go. Just 2 more going. Does Lens Mill carry anything for Wreath? Colette, I think they have, in London they have 21-inch mesh. I don't get much from Lens. I would suggest, Colette, if you're looking for stuff for Wreath, go to either to Michael's in Chatham or Lake Country Treasures it's on Etsy, but go to they have a Facebook page, Lake Country Treasures. They'll have everything you need. Yeah. Okay, guys, one last piece of mesh going in. All right, here we go. Oh, careful you don't snap your face in that. Okay. Albert's coming together. All right. So this is what we're at now. So here's what he looks like so far. He's cute. Look at him lit up. What? Wait. Oh, I want to see thumbs up if you think he's cute so far. Thumbs up, people. I'm going to put him to the side. For where do you get your clothespins from? Dollarama, I think. Okay. Sorry. How much would all the supply... Well, I would say 24, 34... Let's say pretty close to $35 or $40. Yeah, thanks, guys. Okay, going to the hat. We got to keep going, because I got to be somewhere at 10. Here's a hat I got from Dollar Tree. It's just a straw hat. Right? So I'm cutting all my stuff off. So, I'm going to cut this hat in half. See how it's got a little cross thing, and I can't get this off. So I'm coming to the end of that. Use good scissors to do this. And I'm just going to cut this in half. And if you use good scissors, you won't be fray, and if there is, don't worry about it. It's a scarecrow. He's stinking adorable. He truly is. So I can get 2 hats out of this, right? Let's cut this off. All right. So out of 1 hat, I got 2 hats for Albert. For Albert and his friends, a little bit of this. Now, I got to plug in my glue gun before I forget. As I'm going to need it. Okay. Don't need this. Don't need this. Don't need this. Don't need one of those. Now, you need 2 chenille stems. Okay? Fold them in half. Now, what I like to do, and this is just because I've made a lot of them, is go to about 1 inch in from the edge. Take your needle nose pliers and make a hole. About 1/2 inch, about 1/4 inch from this line I have here. Whoops. And do the same on the other side, because you need something to attach the hat to the frame, right? Right, so there's my chenille stem in. Give it a twist. You can use whatever kind of hat you want. You're not going to see this. I'm going to cover it. So once again, come an inch in, 1/4 inch from the middle, and just see that? Can you see it? Just close it up. Right? All right. So then I just kind of tuck these in because I don't need them right away. Should have plugged my glue gun in. Hey, Karen. Hi, Louise. I think I got it at Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree or Dollarama, I don't remember. I try to get most of my stuff at Dollar Tree if I'm needing something like this. I try to boycott Dollarama. Because here's my thing with Dollarama. I went there when it was $1. Everything was $1. Because I like the fact that everything is $1. You're welcome. And then they changed it. And then it became whatever, $1.50, $2, $3. And that irritates me. And it's not like I can't afford it. It just irritates me that you call it a Dollarama when nothing is $1. I know when I go to Dollar Tree, everything is $1.25. Although I think that they're starting to jack their prices up as well. What's wrong with these people? I think I need to open like a true dollar store where everything is $1. I need a piece of ribbon. Just cutting that. Get me on a rant about the dollar store. And I cut this about 14 inches. You agree, right? Teresa, it's your first time watching. Well, welcome. The Dollar Tree here has dollar stuff, but one I now is $5. It's crazy. All right, you want to put this just above the center. And I'll tell you why in a minute. Okay? So I'm just going to put the bottom of this ribbon, make sure it's sort of centered here. So I have enough. There we go. Just up. And I'm going to hot glue that in place. So you just hold it there in place for a second. Right? Good morning, Gay. You're late to the party. Everything should, I know, everything should be $1. Crazy. Crazy, I say. All right. Then you're going to take this. Now, if you just kind of go around, it kind of puckers a little bit in the center. So, what I figured out is you can just come down. You're not going to see this. Cut this off and glue this part in place. Good morning. I know. I get everybody on a rant about the dollar store. Easy. I gotta keep going, guys. I gotta be somewhere at 10 o'clock. Alright. Put it on here. We're almost at the end, though. And then... so it's kind of in an angle. So can you see that? So there's my ribbon. Looks cute. Now, I like to put a little something on it. So I've decided to put some sunflowers. And I just pull these off of a wreath I had made. They're charging their name to Dollar Tree Plus. Oh. Dollar Tree Plus. I think I should open a dollar store that's $1. Why? Right, so take your greenery. Doesn't matter what it is. Whatever. I like to go in the center, kind of where I put my glue, because it covers evil. So just a dab of glue, and I'm just going to put this down. and hold it in place for a second. Love the Scarecrow. Love it too. There we go. So I'm going to put one sort of, there's 3 leaves on here. I know, it's cute. And then take your sunflower, cut these little knobs off. Knobs, I guess you call them. Don't use good scissors. Cut these off. There we go. And I'm going to just hot glue them. You could put a piece of raffia on here if you wanted to. Not going to. So just go one on one side of the sleeve. Just hold it in place for a second. What type of glue gun is that, and where did you get it? I got it off of Amazon. It's called a Sure Bonder. It's supposed to be rechargeable. Got it on Amazon. Just put another one on the other side. And then one at the bottom. All right. Here's his hat. Cute as that. That's it for the hat, guys. All right. I'm going to put his hat on, and then we'll be done. Get all this away. Oh, I just want to show you something else before we're done. Okay, so here we have the hat. Here is my head, Scarecrow. Now, I'm going to show you the back here. So this is the back of the wreath form. This is where you put your hanger. So I want to put the hat on either side of the, like the center of it, okay? So I know that I'm going to use the top 2 to put my hat on. So I just take my hat and I feed it through this hole and this hole. And I just grab it. And you don't want to go too tight on here, just to secure it so it doesn't start flopping around. And then I'm going to go to the other side. Through here. And, whoops, and here. Okay, and do the same thing. Now, cut these off. And tuck them back in through the hole. So it's not going to scratch anybody's door. Sometimes it's a challenge, but challenges in life are good. This one's irritating me. All right. I'll fix it later. All right. And then just fluff out your... He's cute. Are you ready for the reveal? No, I don't. Not for this anyway. I don't paint the boards. Okay, are you ready for them? I'm going to turn his lights on. I'll show you how to secure the lights. Okay. Oh my God. Just fluff out these on the side of his hat. So here you go. You ready? Drum roll. Here he is in all his glory. What do you think, guys? Do you absolutely love him? So cute. Right? Okay, now I'm going to show you what to do about the back. I'm going to stand up to do this. I just flip them over, and there's a Unique in the Creek symbol on the back of this. And then I'm going to attach this. So I got some painter's tape because I'm going to use E6000 to put this on. And I find it's the only thing that will keep this on. Even the Gorilla Glue doesn't work well. So make sure you're putting it so that it has these ridges at the top. So if you need to change the batteries, you can get to them, right? Key. And I just put some E6000 just on this bottom part where the batteries are. Stuff's hard to get out sometimes. I use a lot of this stuff too, because you don't need a lot of it for your put things on. I just put it on this way. Put your lid on and just come and place it down. I just put it underneath my hanger below the Unique in the Creek sign. Okay, then I take my painter's tape and so it's secure on there. And then I take a bit of Scotch tape and just Scotch tape this down. Does that make sense? Okay. So I'm going to just tuck this in while I'm here. There we go. So I'll have to go back and play around with that. All right, guys. Turn it on. So that's it for today. There he is, Albert, in all his glory. And that's it. That's it for today. I'm sorry it took a little bit longer than normal, but sometimes it could be a little bit longer if that's what you want. So next week we are going to make another wreath, going with the fall theme. I think that one with the truck. Can you see it? I'll post it. But there you go. Albert's made. If you want to come to one of my workshops, go to my Facebook page, Creations by Karen, and you'll be able to see the workshops on there. Limited numbers of people due to COVID. Got to have restrictions in place. You need to wear a mask to go in. But that's it for today. And thanks so much for getting up early and coming in and saying hi. And looking forward to seeing you guys every Sunday morning, usually at 9 o'clock, to make some crazy craft. And until then, love you all. Be safe. Have a great week, guys. Bye now.